Hey everyone, Kane here, and in this video we're gonna go over some of the dual tower fights, as I do believe I have finished my season right here. I'm not entirely sure if I want to climb higher at the moment. So last season I said I would kind of want to reach a 4,300 points, but really if I would try queuing up right now above 4,200, even once, I would actually face like 14 to 15 million people, and then I would go down, and usually another like 14 or 15 million, and I would go down again. Now, if I had a few specific things, perhaps I could actually climb a bit closer to 4,300, but at the moment, I do believe this is a pretty good stop for me, and I suppose I'll stop it until I get a few dragon greater abilities. Now, as you can see, I have swapped to Lich, just because Rakan are pretty much god awful at the current stage in the game where I'm at. So I've tried PvPing as Rakan, I think even a few days ago, and it just blows. Like, it blows so friggin' much. I was losing against people a lot weaker than me, like literally losing. That means they just blew through my Blade Masters, my Turtle, my Rakan Archers, and it could be a reason as to why in one of the patch notes. One sec, I think I've read it here somewhere. Yeah, fixed an issue removing war drums effect for Shalonians after drinking ale, which means the Rakan like archers, Rakan blades, they lost the buff as soon as they had drank the ale. Now, I'm not entirely sure if that was like the biggest reason or whatever. I just know that pretty much Rakan just entirely blows, at least at the moment. And the Lich formation currently in the stage in the game where I'm at, it's probably one of the top formations. Now, even better than Sylvani formations. Now, I'm not entirely sure if it's gonna be the like better in the late game or above like 3 million core higher or whatever. But the current stage where I'm at, it's actually pretty good with a proper build in terms of dragon and a lot of other stuff. Now, if I wouldn't have any proof, I wouldn't really show you. So, for example, you can see me 11.2 million core, Castle 49, and stuff like that. And this guy is a lot lower in core, and I do believe he's like VIP 12. So this guy is, I don't think it's free to play, but he spent a considerable amount less money, maybe even at the very beginning of the realm, the same as me. And he just played it free to play, and he just adopted a particular formation and the stuff required for it. Now, I'm a bit less in terms of dual tower with similar formation, but mainly because I don't have what I require. And pretty much that is a dragon ability called Aura Blast. And pretty much like if I would get that and replace the Greater Hailstorm, even Azure Dragon would be somewhat okay. Not really like incredibly stronger, but it would be okay. But for a Lich formation, I would highly suggest a Ruby Dragon or an Onyx. Ruby Dragon for faster burst in terms of if you're using mages like Valerie. Onyx in terms of similar matters, but not to plow through the burst, but more or less like if you're playing Lich and they're killing your skeletons on the stall side. As you can see, I'm using 6 of them. Then the Onyx Dragon would CC the enemy archers, buying you some time, and buying you some time at the same time will give your mages the time or amount of time to burst through either their like stall side or burst side or whatever. You can play it a couple of different ways, I suppose. Not entirely sure which one is better, but it really depends on what you have on your account. From what I've noticed, both of them perform decently, I suppose, but both of them have different type of playstyles. So the matches that I've had going up here. So I faced a couple of 13 millions. Now this person, he's Castle 46 and he's 9.3 million core and he was above 4,100. Now the last time I've actually checked him like a few minutes ago, he was, I think, 4,140 or 150. So this guy has a pretty decent formation, I suppose, in terms of fighting. However, I think I've played like half a year more than him, so it was just unlucky he kind of faced me. I suppose he's trying to get 4,200, and the grind is actually pretty hard if you're unlucky. So out of all of these fights, I think the hardest one was I think this one that I faced. As always, you're gonna face level 70 heroes, right? Most of them level 70. Like these people have played the game for quite a while. And the thing is, if you would, or I would have level 70 heroes, like look at the friggin' damage my mages are doing. Like if these mages were level 70, I probably would have wiped the floor with these people. Like, that is how overpowered the mages are at the current meta. So, for example, he is building Avril as a stun build. The thing about the stun build is if she gets stunned first, it's over. Pretty much, she's gonna die regardless how much HP she has, regardless of many other things. So that is like one of the reasons why I'm running my Valerie with the Dragon set. Now, yes, she doesn't stun stuff, but if you are casting abilities, if you have this, she happens to survive for quite a while. Like, she's not even remotely sniped for like 20, 30 seconds, maybe. Sometimes more. It depends if I do manage to get a blizzard off. So that is one thing which kind of wanted to explain. And I think I stunned his Avril from the early on. Now, you're also gonna see that I'm using a Worm as well. And look at where the Worm is placed. It stunned Valerie, it stunned Tissafen for 5 seconds. Yeah, 5 seconds. Then I started casting my stuff. Let's just slow down. Valerie, I do believe I casted Blizzard, and then I casted Rufio, and I started clearing the mages. I think I misclicked. I kind of wanted to go to the left side, but I spin up above. Perhaps I wanted to dodge the Tissafen, or it was just, I don't know, misclick. Then I went back, his talk died, he lost a lot of resistances, and yeah, his Valerie was pretty much CC'd majority of the time. And again, mages are the top DPS. If they don't dish out DPS at my stage in the game, pretty much the battle is over. So he lost one of his core DPSs fairly early on. His Valerie is pretty much in the front line against skeletons, and she happened to die, and the battle is pretty much over. So this one, I think I had some difficulties because my heroes were also stunned and stuff like that. As you can see, full level 70 heroes, pretty tough. And one of the main things that I also want to tell you and show you, I have my Ophidia with Spirit Fracture. Now, the only like opener I could cast was Raxius because everything on my left side was done. Look, I placed my Ophidia Snake in my mages. Now, Rufio, I think, jumped or spinned into here, and as you can see, like literally my stuff is either gone or stunned, and the Rufio is there, almost dead. And that snake alone, I do think debuffed the Rufio or hit it so my dragon wouldn't really die. And then the squad from the skeletons managed to go in front of the dragon and block some of the damage from the dragon having to take it and perhaps even dying. So I suppose this was a pretty close fight, even though it would be like 80% or stuff like that. Even a couple of seconds gone wrong, and I probably could have lost like 50% of my field if the dragon had died. But um, honestly, if his or her Rufio was placed just a little bit to the side, this would be a complete wipe in terms of that. But the placement actually kind of cucked me, but stuff happens. Right, so Let's check some other fights. I have this guy in majority of my mines. I suppose quite a few of the times I faced him, he was actually pretty friggin' decent. I don't know what happened to him. I think he had Azure Dragon. I think sometimes I even lost like 50% of my field against this guy. At least I think I was playing Rakan at that time. I'm not entirely sure. This fight, my connection messed up, so I cannot really show this fight. Let's check. Human, I don't think I lost much. I think our burst sides were different, and I pretty much won that without an issue. So this one I actually lost, and I do believe I lost from the very beginning. As you can see, again, many heroes, almost full heroes, level 70. So the guy has played the game for a quite a long time. My mages did a ton of damage. Basically, my top DPS are all, well, they should be all heroes anyway. His DPSs are the archers. Damage taken, a lot taken from the skeletons, healing, variant. Yeah, healing was pretty much good. So the thing is, in this position, I would want to have, excuse me, I would want to have a Ruby Dragon or an Onyx Dragon, and I want to remove the early ability casting of my own dragon in terms of this thing, because this makes the dragon stay in his position instead of walking forward and performing Aura Blast, which would then prog the swell, which would mean everything in front of the dragon gets 35% more damage taken, and then the swell would also reduce magic resistance, which means you can easily just plow through the front line or even back line with mages and even do incredible amounts more damage. But without those, and with that, let's say Ruby Dragon, which procs Incendiary Scales as well, with the swell removing burn resistance and removing magic resistance at the same time. You know, those things kind of add up, and in the end, it takes too long to clear and stuff like that. So, his Rufio and his burst side are on the left as well. So I do believe I haven't placed the snake at my side. Probably was a huge mistake from me. I should have. He didn't really use his Rufio here yet, did he? No. So probably was okay. I didn't use it. I think I threw it somewhere there, and I tried spinning on his heroes or main heroes I wanted to get rid of Avalon and I suppose some of the buffers that he had here, but my Rufio managed to die. I'm not sure. I think my Rufio or most of my heroes were pretty much CC'd. So probably was unlucky, probably good placement from his heroes, his field and stuff like that kind of messed over a lot of my stuff. A lot of my heroes entered invincibility from early on, so the fight pretty much like the very beginning few seconds decides the entire outcome of the fight. Whether you win, whether you lose, if some of the core heroes get CC, the fight is entirely over. Now, if I would put my dragon in front against Sylvani archers and they would be like in the same line of the dragon is instantly dropped to the his protection draconic ability and stun everything. And if they tag the dragon after that, like 5 seconds into the battle, the dragon is instantly dead. So do keep in mind you want to change the formation against Sylvani archers because they can easily wipe out your entire formation. So that is one of the things that I have noticed. So against quite a few guys, I'm trying this formation and somewhat without proper stuff, I'm making it work. Sometimes it's a complete flop, but again, it really depends on what the enemy has, the artifacts, the heroes. As you can see, the damage is pretty friggin' intense. But if the enemy has a lot of resistances, a lot of healing, a lot of defenses, uh, majority of the time it can just end in a loss if you don't have a particular dragon. And again, a particular dragon ends up being a ruby or an onyx, and then you would have a aura blast as one of the main DPS skills, which would then further improve the damage that the Valerie would do. So if I had a ruby dragon in this case, this Valerie would have over 2 million, maybe even 3 million DPS in this match, and highly likely, if I would have lost, this guy would have lost like 50% of his field, if not more. That is like pretty much the difference in terms of using a Lich formation and having Aura Blast and not having it entirely. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the video. Just wanted to showcase some of my fights. I suppose call out some of the tips, some of the mistakes I've done, some of the fights I've won, I lost, and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, do let me know how far have you reached in the Duel Tower yourself, and if this video was useful to you, do hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care and stay safe out there.